Now, from the desert's news leader, KESQ News Channel 3 HD at 11.
A group of activists is taking on the Church of Scientology right here in Riverside County.
Last week, News Channel 3 began its investigative series. We've received hundreds of emails from around the world. Many former Scientologists are now speaking out about their years in the church headquarters. News Channel 3's Nathan Baca joins us now with the latest.
Tamara, there are hundreds of Scientologists who live and work inside the world headquarters right here in Riverside County in Hemet. Protests outside the gates are stopped or severely limited by Riverside County Sheriff's deputies enforcing a new ordinance passed by the county supervisors. Tonight we talked to the man who launched the 1980s marketing campaign to sell thousands of Scientology books, including Dianetics. Jeff Hawkins speaks out for the first time only on News Channel 3. We brought former Scientology marketing director and Portland resident Jeff Hawkins to the local ABC television station where he revealed what happened during his years inside Scientology's world headquarters in Hemet, called Int Base. His account of what goes on behind these fences is one of religious punishment and imprisonment.
Within that Hemet compound, they work 100-hour weeks, 7 days a week. They have no breaks. They have no vacations of any kind. They work round the clock. They have no private time. They're paid about 40 cents an hour. And then they're subjected to all kinds of punishments and abuse. If they do things that are wrong, or if they don't toe the line, they have to run around the buildings, sometimes for miles in their street shoes. They get thrown in the lake out there, which is pretty cold at this time of year. And then if they refuse to come around and toe the line and be good members, they can go to these rehabilitation camps that they have in Los Angeles and in Clearwater, which are virtual prisons, and people have been there for years. And they don't go outside, they don't see anybody, they are paid maybe 10 cents an hour for hard manual labor. They make furniture for the churches. They spend part of their time studying Scientology, and the rest of the time they spend doing physical labor. And they're not allowed to contact anyone outside of the rehabilitation project force, and they're virtual prisoners. And they stay in dormitories, 30, 40 people to a room with one bathroom. I've been down there. I was actually assigned to the RPF for 1 day, and then they said it was a mistake.
Longtime staff members tell News Channel 3 Int Base in Hemet was built in the 1970s after L. Ron Hubbard left this La Quinta Cove ranch on Avenida Juarez and Calle Yucatan because he felt it wasn't secure enough.
A fellow took over the Church of Scientology after Hubbard died, a guy named David Miscavige, who is very, very authoritarian and very oppressive, and he has transformed that international base into really a sort of cult compound. I personally was physically assaulted on 4 occasions by the leader of Scientology, David Miscavige.
Scientology spokesperson Tommy Davis talked with News Channel 3 at Scientology's Hollywood Celebrity Center and says there's nothing abusive or illegal going on inside the Hemet headquarters.
When you have allegations like this that are made that somehow indicate some sort of secretive or nefarious something or other having to do with the church, or that, you know, anything along these lines, you know, it's just untrue. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Why haven't celebrity Scientologists spoken out about abuses of Int-Base workers? Hawkins explains why.
Tom Cruise has been to the headquarters. The staff are not allowed to talk to him. And he's been given tours, and I've been on the other end of those, and they're very orchestrated. They're on walkie-talkies, and they say he's going to this building or he's going to that building, and they have certain staff set up and rehearsed in those spaces to give him a certain scripted talk.
Now, what happens when a Scientologist tries to leave? Some former members are now sharing their stories of escaping this desert base. We'll have that tomorrow night at 11, only on News Channel 3. And we also have the church's full response on our website, KESQ.com, 45 minutes uncut, and of our interview with Scientology spokesman.
Keeps getting
That's
more
with Tommy
interesting.
Davis, the man we heard talking there.
That's right.
Saying it's ridiculous.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you.
What really goes on behind the gates of the Scientology headquarters in Hemet? Tonight you'll hear the stories about physical abuse, 100-hour work weeks, and punishment by imprisonment. Now, from the desert's news leader,
KESQ News Channel 3 HD at 11.
A group of activists is taking on the Church of Scientology right here in Riverside County. Last night we showed you the account of the Church of Scientology's former marketing director and how he says workers inside the church are being abused.
News Channel 3's Nathan Baca joins us now with the second half of this interview that you'll only see on News Channel 3. Nathan.
Tamara, tonight we talked to the man who launched the 1980s marketing campaign to sell the best-selling Scientology book Dianetics. Jeff Hawkins speaks out for the first time, only on News Channel 3.
100-hour work weeks, pay 50 cents an hour, physical abuse, and punishment by imprisonment. Since our News Channel 3 investigation into the Church of Scientology began, nearly a dozen former church members came forward to tell us their accounts of what happens inside the church's world headquarters in Hemet. Jeff Hawkins was the church's former marketing director.
It's a combination of fear and faith, because anybody who's in Scientology is there because they believe. It's a very fundamentalist sort of cult. They believe that that the teachings of Scientology are the only way to spiritual salvation. So they feel that they have to toe the line, otherwise they will not be saved spiritually.
But if things are so bad inside church headquarters, why don't people just leave?
Technically, they could get up and they could walk out and nobody could legally stop them, but you don't know that. And you are kept under watch by security people 24 hours a day. And the entrances are all guarded and nobody is allowed to leave.
This 2005 police report describes a time a Riverside County Sheriff's deputy responding to reports of people driving by Scientology headquarters witnessed several men fighting. The deputy met Mark Headley, who claimed he wanted to leave the church and said the guards prevented him. The guards claimed they were just concerned for Headley. Headley was escorted to a nearby U-Haul center. One of the guards followed the deputy. The deputy warned the guard to back off. Headley is now suing for years of back pay. The Church of Scientology has its own intelligence department. It's part of the C organization. It's called the Office of Special Affairs. Documents show how they use church e-meters to question those suspected of wanting to leave the Hemet headquarters.
And I was received what they call security checks, where they go on and on. What have you done? What have you done? What are your crimes? What are your crimes? And they just go on for, and I had this for weeks, for about 6 weeks, of just every day. What are your crimes? What are your crimes? What have you done? What have you done? And so when they try to guilt you into backing off. But I finally said, I'm out of here, I am leaving. And people ask me, why did you stay so long? But the fact of the matter is, in order to leave, I had to leave all my friends, I had to leave my wife, I had to leave my job, I had to leave my religion, I had to leave my entire life as I had known it for the past 30 years, and go out into a world that I had been told was hostile and dangerous, because that's what they tell you inside, with no money, no job, no house, no friends, go to a strange city and just start my life anew at 58.
The church's full response is on our website. There's a 45-minute interview, uncut, with Scientology spokesman Tommy Davis. Now, coming up next week on News Channel 3, we will have more former Scientologists speaking out, including one woman who said that she spent years at a Scientology labor camp, and also the eyes of the world, in fact, are opening up to what's happening here in Riverside County. Just last night, Australian national television, Channel 7 out of Melbourne, aired part of our interview that you saw first on KESQ. They aired it last night on Australian national television. So, you know, world media is starting to open up to this and really starting to get some attention on this.
A lot of interest in this.
And you've had emails from all over the world, too, after people have seen the stories on our website.
That's right. Yeah,
okay.
we've received emails from all over the world, many of them from former Scientologists, some of them actually from inside the Scientology community. We've been receiving emails from both sides. Just really getting a sense of wondering where this investigation will be going. We'll be having more next week.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you, Nathan.